bit early, but nonetheless, by the time Sunday rolls around on the 7th, you should have already submitted your annotated bibliography final drafts. I saw a bunch of those, and they all look really good, so I think you guys are going to do really well on that assignment. But for this week, first thing you're going to want to do, of course, click on course content. And then you're going to want to go down to week 4. By the time you guys see this video on the 8th, this will be colored in. It releases February 7th at midnight. So once you click on week 4, first thing you're going to want to do is go over the Writing Project 2 guidelines. Now that we're done with the annotated bibliography, we have looked over some sort of issue that we have. Most people choose something like abortion or gun control. I had one person choose the self-checkout lines at Walmart, so it can be as big or as small as you want it to be. But at this point, now we're kind of moving away from the broader topic that we have, and we're starting to move into a little bit more specific about our topic. And the reason behind that is because Writing Project 2, as you can see here, is what they call a causal argument, right here. Now this causal argument, what that means is that we're looking for the causation behind some sort of event that exists within our topic. So if we had, say, abortion is kind of difficult for us to say, you know, this causes abortion, because it's not really an event. I mean, it is, but you're not looking at the topic itself. You could ask, what causes a person to decide to go through with an abortion? And so you could look at that event, but abortion itself is, well, a noun. It's not an event. We need something that is happening, that's an action, and we need to ask ourselves, what is causing that action to happen? So if you look at abortion, like I said, you can look at what causes a person to decide to have an abortion, what causes a person to decide to be pro-choice, what causes a person to become pro-life, and you'll be able to see from my other videos this week, I go a little bit more in depth on that, but just generally speaking, we're looking for some sort of event that exist within our topic. And so we'll begin doing that with this Writing Project 2. The only thing that really changes now is instead of having 3 sources, you have three sources, but you need 5. So now at this point, in the next couple of weeks, we'll start looking for 2 more sources that we can use. The essay page count is now 4 to 5 pages. And so we'll be writing about what we consider the causation, but I'll give you guys a format just like I did for the annotated bibliography to follow, if you chose to follow that. Our rough draft is going to be due, let's see, today when you guys see this will be the 8th, and it is due on the 28th. So you actually have 20 days before you have to turn in a rough draft, so that's pretty good. And then once the 28th rolls around, you'll have another week. It'll be due, it says March 7th. So I suppose that's what day I'll make it do. I'll make it due the 7th of March. And that's when the final draft is due. A couple of things. One thing that's due this week is the topic choice for Writing Project 2. So now that you have chosen the topic, it's time to go a little bit more specific. And so before I get too in depth in this, let's go back real quick to the course content. Let me show you the actual assignment. It's that assignment there, the topic selection, but let me show you where you'll be able to find the place to turn that in. Okay, so here you'll see the topic selection. What this is you're going to have 4 pieces, well, excuse me, 5 pieces. You'll have the topic itself, you'll have the background information, and you can see these all right here, topic, background information, causal relationship, path of reasoning, and logical progression. So if you wanted to do, say, here's an example that I used. It's Mario Brothers and the 1986 murder rates, because the original Mario Brothers, on the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, the original Mario Brothers came out in 1985. Well, then the murder rates increased in 1986. And so it's not a very good argument, but some people say, you know, based on video game violence, video games cause an increase in murder rates. Now, is that realistic? Probably not. But are video games violent, and have they become more violent since then? Yeah, sure. So at this point, our topic would just broadly be Mario Brothers and the 1986 murder rates. If you were going to do something like abortion, in this line you would just say choice to have abortion and religious preference. Or maybe pro-life belief and political party affiliation. Now, the background information is just you give in one sentence. Tell me what it is you're thinking. You might say something like, for the abortion, I believe that a majority of people who choose to have an abortion are non-Christian. Or I think a majority of people that choose to have an abortion are Democratic or Republican Party, or whatever that might be. But in one sentence, under the background information, you explain that. The causal relationship is now you put it into an X causes Y situation. We haven't really talked about that too much. We won't for another week. But the causal relationship, what do you think, which one do you think causes the other? So if you're talking about political party, and let's say that you went with, you think that the decision to have an abortion usually comes with those people who are non-Christians. So you would say being non-Christian causes someone to choose to have an abortion. Now, obviously, that's not 100% correct, but that's why you're doing the research, to determine whether, yes, that's correct, or no, that's incorrect. Now, if you did political party, you would say, I think the Democratic Party is more likely to cause a pro-life stance than the Republican Party. That's going to be your causal relationship. Now, the path of reasoning is just where you explain to me, why do you believe that? What is the reasoning in your head that you have that made you think that? And that could be based on data, it could be based on observation, it could be based on personal experience, but that's the path of reasoning. Now, the logical progression, this is where you give me the data that you're interpreting that lead you to this belief. So if you tell me that Republicans are more likely to choose pro-life, you're going to have to show me the data or the research, or just tell me the data or the research here in this paragraph that led you to that logic. How did you develop that logic, that logical progression? How did you get from point A to point B? Because that's ultimately where your readers are. Your readers are at point A, you're at point B, and you want them to understand what you understand. You want them to be on the same side as you. So you're trying to make them believe that your relationship, X causes Y, or in this case, political party causes a choice to have an abortion. This is where you're going to provide some data to kind of back up why you believe that. So real quick again, topic is what two things are you looking at? What event and what cause are you looking at? The background information is in one sentence, what do you believe? Causal relationship, which one causes the other? Path of reasoning, why do you think one causes the other? And then logical progression, what data do you have to back up your claim? Okay, so that is the topic selection homework. There are 3 pieces of homework this week. The first one is the Writing Project 2 topic selection. That's what I just went over. Once you get done with that, watch the video on research questions and hypotheses, because I show you how to create a research question for your topic and how to come up with a hypothesis for your topic. Once you watch that video, then it's your turn. Go to research question and follow in the directions. Create your own research question. Make sure, though, that you watch the video first, because it really helps to create a research question. After you create a research question, then I want you to answer it by giving me a hypothesis. And these are 2 different assignments. So you have to, first of all, give me a topic. That's the topic selection assignment. After you've given me the topic, then you have to create a research question for that topic, right here, under research question. Submit that, and after you've submitted your research question, then come down here to the hypothesis assignment and submit what you think to be the actual answer to your research question. Aside from that, that's your only homework for this week, so it's actually pretty easy. One thing I want to make sure you guys know is that this Writing Project 2 topic selection, this isn't a paper. This is just a 150-word explanation as to what you're doing for Writing Project 2. It's not the paper. I know a lot of people hear what I say about that, hear my explanation behind how to do the assignment, and it sounds a lot like an essay, but it only needs to have 150 words. So don't kill yourself over this, because it's not that big of an assignment. 150 words is what I'm looking for there under topic selection. And your research question and hypothesis can be, 20, 25 words. It doesn't make any difference how long those are, as long as you have a viable research question and a viable hypothesis. Anyways, that is the plan for this week. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me again via email, text, phone call, or Skype, and I will reply as fast as I can. If you don't get any feedback from me within 24 hours, though, make sure you contact me in another form, because I may not have gotten it. If you sent me an email, it may have went to my spam folder or whatever, so make sure you contact me so that I'm sure, so that you're sure that I get your question in the first place. Because if I don't get it, I definitely won't reply within 24 hours. And if I do get it, I'll 9 times out of 10 reply within 24 hours. And if I don't, well, then you can go ahead and contact me again anyways and say, hey, what the heck, reply to my email. And I will. So, anyways, keep up the good work, guys. It seems to be going really well. Keep it up this week, and from here we'll start moving into forming our writing project 2, and then we will be halfway done with the semester. So have a good week, guys, and I'll see you in week 5.